Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. And if you're new to the channel, warmest welcome. Got a bit of a late start today, so sun is on its way down. I've got a couple hours of sunlight left, so that is good. But I've got a bit of a hike to do yet to get away from all these people. This is a busy place this time of year. But I'm gonna do a little stretch. In fact, I'm gonna lead a little stretch. If you'd join me, if I could gain my balance. 1 second. Just drive that knee right up to the hip, right up to the chest. Focus, Nige, focus. And let's do a little ankle roll. Rotate those ankles. Good. Now for the right, drive it right to the chest. Oh yeah. You want to feel that stretch in the glutes. And let's do a couple ankle rolls. 3, 2, and 1. Couple of these. And now for the runner stretch. It's really got to get the form down. Knee does not go past your foot there. And I advise you to do this with a heavy pack on. And rest. And go. Remember, knee doesn't go past. Oh, it's going past a little bit. Doesn't go past the toes. Oh. And a couple of these. All right. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is yet again another winter overnighter. Well, I am almost there. Oh, thank goodness, because I'm starting to sweat. Walking across this lake, nice and flat, but snow's a little deep, so it does take a little more out of you. But hey, we're here for camping and also a grueling workout. I smell a fire. I smell a fire. Uh-oh, somebody is camping up here. Please don't take my spot. Well, finally, I made it, and I'm sweating, as I said. Okay. So it's going to be interesting. There is, 3 feet of snow, so it's not too deep, but it's in that meaty part where the fire is still going to obviously sink down, and there's not quite enough snow that's covering all the shrubs, so it's going to be hard to navigate through the woods collecting wood. But I do have a shovel, so I can dig my way down if I need to. And I'll actually need to, because that's the shelter I'm building. It's not going to be quite a snow trench this time, but same idea. A small hole. In this case, it's only going to be like a foot or 2 deep. And then bigger roof this time. Bigger roof. It's not going to snow tonight. At least the forecast is for clear blue skies. We all know how my forecast reading goes. But I guarantee you this time, no snow. But there will be, as always, in this area, pretty heavy dew in the morning, or frost. So a roof is a necessity. It's going to be a beautiful starry night tonight. But for now, I'm going to get the shelter situated and get myself set up here. Feels good to get here. Feels real good. I really like this area. It's a challenge to find really good flat spots, and this is a really good flat spot. I will I'm going to dig down a bit to see what's under this, because there's runoff streams everywhere in this area. You can probably hear them if you listen closely. So I'm going to dig down a bit. My hope is that the snow isn't too deep right here and there's just ground underneath. Because if that's the case, then I don't need to make a deep snow fire, and that will save a lot of work. A lot of work. But that also means that I won't be digging in to make, sort of a trench style shelter. Instead, I think what I'd like to do is get a crossbeam set up in some way, maybe a tripod of branches or big sticks, so I can set up my tarp nicely. But it's gonna have to wait. I'm gonna dig down first and see what we got. See what we got here. I did want to show you a method of making a deep snow fire, or a deep snow fire method, but if I don't need to, I'll show that when I actually need it. A couple weeks from now, when it snows quite a bit more. Okay, I'm gonna dig a hole somewhere right here. You know what? Maybe not right here. I'm going to dig it somewhere outside of where I want to set up. Well, you know what? I can see how deep it is just over there. I'll show you. Well, you can hear it. There's a stream running right down here. Oh, I can see it. What I mean is, right here, you can obviously see about how deep the snow is right now. Just over a foot. This is good. Now I hope there's no streams right here where I want to set up. Oh, icy. Very icy. Yeah, it looks like it's not even a foot deep. Assuming that right there is consistent in this area. So this is the spot. This is the spot. Whoa. No fire sinking in the snow this time. Yes, yes indeed. I'll take it. I will take it. Now, how do I want to set this thing up? I'm going to make a decision and check back with you. When I come back, you will know. I will tell you what we're going to do. I will inform you. I'm cooling down a bit, can you tell? Okay, so I've come to a decision. I've overcome my indecisiveness, and I'm going to build a cross beam and then a tree, piece of a tree, a branch down, and I'll show you what I mean. But a challenge that I have, or a caution, I guess, is one of the trees that I want to tie the crossbeam to is actually dead. We'll see if it's solid though. Okay. There's actually two dead trees, dead standing. And as you saw, I gave them quite a good shake, and they're really flexy, which is a good sign. It means that it's not going to snap off too easy. So I think that's a safe bet to tie crossbeam to. So I'm going to find another smaller dead standing tree and get building. Okay, let's go. Check the width here. So about this, need something about this long, and there are plenty of choices. Now, since these trees are pretty wobbly and flimsy, I'm not going to put too heavy of a log on there. Okay. Here we go. Whoa. Okay. That might be better against these two trees. Just doing a double overhand knot to get a bit of a bite here. You know what? I'm going to tie it. See if I can tie it this way, because that's difficult. One side done. Here we go. Fingers are freezing. I had to put the ends of my mitts on, the kind that you can show your fingers if you need to. Temperature is supposed to get down to negative 10, I think, tonight. It's my kind of weather. My kind of weather. Oh. You know, if there's no worry of wasting your paracord or whatever, if you don't really care about that, there's nothing saying you can't do a bunch of overhand knots and shoelace knots. We'll see if this holds. Oh yeah. I'm putting most, if not all, of my body weight on there. It's a little bit slanted, but whatever, whatever. Okay. Now, do I want to have a branch going all the way down to the ground with that kind of slant, or do I want to build a little tripod to raise it up a bit? I don't know. I do not know. Well, let's get the ridge pole now. Well, it's a little small, so I think I will raise it up a bit. I'm going to create a little tripod at the end there. First, let's get rid of some of these pokers. Okay. Tripod doesn't have to be, well, it's going to be really small, so this should be fairly painless. Take my gloves off for this. Oh, it's going to be nice drying those things off. Okay. Yeah, so having this tripod will give me a lot more room at the feet or at the head, whichever way I decide to sleep. Which is always good. As I've said in the past, there's nothing worse than a shelter that you can't really, nothing more uncomfortable anyway, than a shelter that you can't sit up in. And I might even like to have a fire close by. So having it elevated will protect the tarp a little bit. It's a cheap tarp, the one that I have. It's just the classic Canadian Tire purchase. But if it's cheap, you don't got to worry about damaging it too much. Okay, so that should be fine. That should be all right. Once I get the legs in the snow, it should be nice and stable. But now, speaking of comfort, I'm going to flatten down this bedding area. Because the trying to sleep on uneven ground, it's no fun. It's no fun. You know, I could probably take these snowshoes off soon. Because this area is so packed down. Okay, so line. preferably in the middle here. Just kind of want to break up the snow. I don't really want to displace it too much and stamp it down. Suppose these ice chunks will get kind of annoying, but I'm sure I can break them apart, stamp them down. Always the good thing about working in cold weather is you start to not notice how cold it actually is. Off comes the that hat is awesome, by the way. Just bottles in all the heat. Good body size area anyway. I should probably tie down that end, hey? Okay. Let's secure it. It's always a bit exciting to know that I'm going to be sleeping under this tonight. It brings you back to those times when you're a kid building a fort near your house in the woods. I feel like a kid again. Doesn't have to be super earthquake proof. Just enough that it doesn't fall off. Guess what kind of knot we're going to do here? A shoelace knot. Actually no, just a triple overhand knot. Okay, so I'm just going to secure the other end and get that tarp, get the tarp on. Get the tarp. Get that tarp. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's get that tarp on, no? Let's get that tarp on, right? Get the tarp on, no? Okay. I would have liked to sit up down at the lake. Lake's just 20 meters that way, but it's kind of nice here in the woods. The sound of the water nearby, and plus this area is so flat. Next to the lake, I'm not sure what is under all that snow, and there, like I said, there's at least 3.5 feet of snow there. So for all I know, I could be digging down into a stream since there's so many around here. It looks like kind of a runoff area in there. But it sure is nice being under a clear blue sky, or clear night sky I should say, with no obscurities, no trees, because the stars here are something else. Something else. When I get a new camera, and if I come back here, which I'm sure I will, I'll show you guys with some night photography. The camera I have, as far as I know, it doesn't do what do you call it, long shutter, what's that called, night photography, whatever the method is called. The camera I have is a B700 Coolpix Nikon B700 Coolpix, and it's a great startup camera. But if you're in the market for a camera, I would recommend it if you're just starting out. But, and it's a big but, it is a huge, colossal, ginormous but. The little screw in the bottom where you mount it is extremely weak. So if you do get this camera, whenever you're adjusting it, do not grab the camera and adjust it like that when it's on a tripod or connected via the screw. It's not reinforced at all. It's just held on by the outer shell plastic of the camera. So it didn't take very long at all for me to snap that right off. So now I've got it mounted with an elastic band. You probably noticed I've got some bear spray here. And that's really just for peace of mind. I'm not really concerned about bears, but if you remember last year, I came across cougar tracks with, it looked like it had its young with it. And, you know, gets me a little bit nervous being out alone. So really it's just peace of mind. Plus my wife gives her some peace of mind as well, knowing that I got something to dissuade it would-be assailants. Okay, so I think I'm going to use just a couple pegs here. Well, that's going to have to be further. There we go. Here. Man, frozen ground. Nope. Okay, I'm going to have to find a new way to get this in. Well, it's a little bit of there. Ugh. Might have to make these into snow anchors, but we shall see. Okay, give me some time here. I'm just gonna set this up. I'm running against the clock. The sun is probably going down in an hour, hour and a half. Well, hour and a half, 2 hours. And I still need to get firewood, which there are copious amounts. Check back with you. Shelter complete. Shelter complete. Oh yeah, that's nice and full. Well, pretty happy with it. Very spacious. I can sit up in it. Here's my ever trusty bivy bag. This thing has worked wonders. It's what, like $6 at Canadian Tire? Get in there. Get inside. Oh yeah. Nice and comfy, eh there, air mattress? Nice and comfy in there. I should be, even in negative 10, I should be quite warm tonight. Again, I've got the 8 to 3 Celsius bag. Extreme temperatures, -11. So that's how you know I'm going to be okay tonight. And we're going for an extreme experience. But in all honesty, I think the rating is for if you don't really have any clothes on, maybe just like your underwear and a bedtime shirt. But I'm gonna have most of my clothes on, so I should be nice and warm. And this bivy bag, it really does work well with the Reflectix inside. It works unbelievably well. I can feel that it's working. Reflecting that body heat. Okay. Would be nice to get a bivy bag that zips up. But whatevs. Oh, don't rip it. Okay, bed is set. Now, let's get some wood. Let's get some wood. Let's get some wood. Wood. Break. So I thought I better figure out where I want to have the fire first, and I think I found a primo spot. If all goes according to plan, I might even have a bench right here with a backrest. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My only concern is that the snow might be a bit deep here. and it's pretty gnarly with a bunch of downed logs and sticks right here, so this might not be the best. I'm going to dig around and see. I can always make a bench over there. Yep, this is my fire pit right here. This is where I'm going to do it. I dug down. It seems like I've either hit a big fat rock or log or a big chunk of ice. I'm not sure. But I'm really close to the ground here. So, and I've got a nice downed log right here. Could act as a good brace for the fire lay. It is 3:15, so I've got 45 minutes of light. It's going to get dark real quick in the midst of these trees here. So I'd like to get a fire going before the sun goes. That is so cool. It's so rare that you can find a ready-made seat with a backrest. Okay. To conserve batteries, I'm just gonna, and batteries and time, I'm gonna collect a bunch, bring her back, and get a fire sparked for you. Okay, that's good enough for now. I've got a ton around. I can feed it as it's going, but it's time to spark this thing up. So I'm going to build a bit of a base here. Nothing too fancy. Ow! Ow! There we go. There we go. That should do fine. So we got 2 fuel logs ready then. Okay. Snowshoes gotta go. I'm like knocking stuff over as I'm walking. Clumsy the clown. So I've got a bunch of small sticks ready. It's time. Let me get some of my fire starter and we'll get this thing going. It's time. It's time to get this going. Got a very small flint striker this time. Burn, baby. Just some laundry lint as per usual. Works like a charm to get the fire going at least. And I did put some fire starter in there. I brought it just as a precaution, just in case everything was, wet and icy, and indeed it is. Quite icy. All the little twigs, anywhere I looked, they're covered in snow and ice. It's probably going to be another high maintenance fire. But ladies and gentlemen, I have a special treat for dinner. I'm quite excited about it. It's going to be quite the process. I gotta give props to. I mean, it's a common dish, but gotta give props to my man Posa. I'm sure y'all know him. I'm sure y'all know who he is, and you'll see what I mean in a bit. Okay. Probably best to avoid all the sticks with the moss on it, because that's really what traps all the moisture. Got to be careful since my base isn't too stable or wide. Man, I really hope this ground isn't too, or the snow isn't too deep. Just a little bit of oxygen. That's all it needs. Just a little kiss of oxygen. Does a fire good. Oh, yeah. It does help a great deal to get rid of the wet bark. Or at least some of it anyway. Helps the, obviously gives the fire a chance to get some dry, to start licking some dry wood, and that makes a huge difference. Even if it's just the part that's over the fire. Oh, yeah. This is nice. Finally, a chair. Backrest. Well, sorry I wasn't able to get a multi-nighter out of this winter yet. That was a bit of a fail, but it turned out all right. Still really fun. First time in a snow trench. But I'm gonna try and do another one, or I'm gonna try and do one. How about that? It's such a different challenge going for 2 nights instead of one. For one thing, you do got to worry about what you pack, obviously, a bit more, and the weather, of course, is a huge factor, because I can't be doing things that I do on my single nighters, like building haphazard shelters and all that jazz. I really got to take it a bit more serious. Oh, I should have put one more log as a base. The ashes are going to fall over the place. That's alright. The key is we got a fire going. That's all that matters. And you know what? I could sneak a log in there right now. No, I'm not going to worry about it. It's okay to have a nice small fire for now. I'll use out those for fuel later. I can always use this guy to prop up a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, guys, as I've said before, I hope your new year is going well. It's going well for me. It's awesome that I have a job that kind of allows me to do this sort of thing. Don't have to work weekends. Let's get it going here. Just a bit of oxygen. That's it. That's all she needs. I'm really itching to get a dog, guys. That time with Nala was probably the most memorable camping trips I've done. I'm keeping my eye out on shelters, local shelters, to see if there's any dogs that are suitable to adopt. And if not, I might just look elsewhere. But before all that, I've got to check with my landlord to see if it's okay for me to even have a dog. One of the cool perks about my job is that I'm able to take a dog into work with me. That is a perk and a half. Oh. She's a bit smoky, huh? Speaking of Nala, or the time with Nala. Oh boy. The video is not doing too bad for my latest run of videos. It's one of the best videos I've got so far. This year anyway. Or in the past 6 months, really. Since last winter. And it makes sense, right? Because this world is full of dog lovers. And it's so much fun to watch. I love dogs. It's so much fun to watch them, in the woods, playing around. Just adds a whole new dynamic to the trip and the experience. And to be honest, I'm not all that comfortable alone. I just kind of, for one thing, I just got to get out here. Like, I can't really rely on other people's schedules, So it's a little bit tricky to plan group camping trips. It's a lot easier just to, pack up the bags and go. And get out of there. Get out into the woods. And for that reason, I do like going alone. Just because, no dependencies. Did I say this was going to be a high maintenance fire? I sure did. Well, I've got the fire banging. I've got it banging. Now, it's not very appropriate for cooking anything since it's a big pyramid. So I'll have to wait until these bad boys burn down. But we're getting some good heat. We're getting some good radiated heat. Dry my gloves. Soon I'll be able to dry my boots. And we'll be rocking. My tumbly is a bit rumbly, so we're going to be thinking about dinner right now. But thinking about preparing dinner in a bit. Took me a good hour to get this fire rocking. But she's going now. And I can feel the heat. It's nice. It's nice. I'll probably have to scout out for some more wood. Literally like 20 feet that way, there's there's a piece that I can see a good candidate for this fire. Oh, I'm getting excited for dinner though, guys. We are making chili. We are making chili because I was inspired by a fellow YouTuber, because his looked just out of this world delicious. I'm not saying mine is going to be anywhere near. However, well, and I'll say that because I didn't actually bring all the necessary ingredients, at least according to his recipe. But I will promise you this, it will be enjoyed, and in my mind it will be delicious. If I fed it to you, you might not think so. But for me, oh yes, it's going to be good. It's going to be scrumptious, dillyumptious. It's going to be capital D, delicious. I can't wait to get that going. Oh yeah. The fire for a good 45 minutes was smoking. I just got all the logs next to it to dry it out. And the base is doing relatively well. I realized that building this pyramid actually allows the base to be sustained or to not burn through as quick. Just because the energy of the fire is burning up instead of down. Before I would just put the logs right on top and allow it to smolder down. So I think this method is going to last a bit longer for me, which is excellent. Maybe I won't have to test how deep the snow is. Anyways, I'm going to probably melt some snow in my Nalgene since I'm about a third down on my water supply. Actually, you know what? There's running water right there, so I don't really need to be concerned about melting snow. Yes. Right on. Right on. Well, I'm going to relax for a little bit longer, enjoy my back rest, maybe dry out a few items, and I'll check back with you, perhaps when I'm ready to start cooking dinner. It's still a little bit light out. I can still see pretty far into the woods, but that will not be the case in a half hour or an hour or so. I'm going to relax for a bit. It's a little bit too much of a 90-degree angle, this backrest, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Maybe it'll train me to have a better posture. All right, folks. It's about 8 o'clock, and I can't wait anymore. It's time to prepare our little feast. Oh yeah! As I said, it's chili. Homemade chili. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Here's all my ingredients. All the ingredients. First, we will cut up some onions. Well, one onion. That's one almost full white onion. And we are going to eat the whole thing. The whole thing is mine. There's nothing better, in my mind, there's nothing better than the smell of cooking onions. Get rid of that sprouty part. You know what? Let's get rid of that layer too. We've got almost a full onion. We have the luxury of getting rid of the first layer. Oh, delicious. You know what? Let's... Is this dulling my knife? 100%. Ah, the fire is scorching my legs. That's a hot fire, guys. I have spent the last while feeding that fire whatever it wants, and it begged for more wood, so I gave it more wood. I probably should cut those down more. You know what? Let's cut those down a little bit more. A cutting board would be useful, 100%. And in the onions go. That might be a bit too much. In fact, it really does look like too much, but I'm sure as I cook it, it'll reduce in mass and size. And a big old stick of butter. You might be asking, are you going to throw that entire thing in? Oh, you betcha. You better believe it. That whole thing's going in. Let's get rid of all the foil. All that foil. Pretty sure that's it. Oh yeah. I've been waiting for this fire to die down, but it's taken a while. I went a little overkill. Okay. You know, if this is a bit too much onion, that's okay. We can adjust. We can consolidate and adjust. Let's get this probably a quarter to half pound ground beef. I got some seasoning in there already. Oh yeah. It's a touch frozen. There it goes. There it goes. And that is going to go over the fire. Let's get some of these coals into play. Oh man, that's hot. That is hot. Should be a good temperature where I put the pot here though. Oh, boy. Ow! Okay, that fire is really hot. Wow, I gotta move shop here. Oh, boy, oh boy. So I'm gonna let that I'm gonna let that simmer for a bit. Oh boy. That might be too hot. I'm going to adjust this fire. Give me a moment. One thing you can do, if your fire is just not going the way you want it to, at least in the wintertime, you can throw some snow just to cool it down a bit. When it's roaring like this, it's not going to damage it. It's not going to hinder the fire too much. It's going to burn away the snow in no time and heat back up again. Yeah, this fire, it's a touch hot, huh? A touch hot. That's okay. That's alright. Okay. Time to get my stirring spoon out. Haha. Oh! I brought a fork. Oops. I really gotta check these things before I pack them. That's alright. Do not touch the pot lid, for God's sakes. If you value your life, don't touch it. Okay. That fire is scorching hot. Okay. So that's going to take a while. I should have put the meat on the bottom. And probably should have started to cook that first before I put the onions in, but that's alright. That is okay. I'm going to let that simmer for a bit. For a while, actually. And then bring you in on the making of this meal, this wonderful recipe. Let's have a look here. Okay, we are cooking. We are cooking. We are making food. Oh boy. Oh, good Lord, that looks good. That smells so good. Ow. Guys, this fire is so hot I can't even put my hands any closer. Oh yeah. That is almost good to go. Those onion pieces are way too big. Oops. That's all right. There we go. Put it back on. We'll let that simmer for a little bit longer. You might be asking yourself, Nige, what's the water situation? Replenished. Oh yeah. Just went down to the stream, filled it right up. There's actually a little fish in the there's like a pool of water where the stream collects, and there's a little fish in there. God, it's crazy how they can survive in that kind of water. Freezing cold water. Ooh. Okay. Let's see how this concoction is doing. Onions and meat, how are you? Let's assess. Oh, that is, well, we're almost there. I would like those onions to be a little more cooked down, you know? Okay, let's get that simmering. We're gonna do a little slow cook. There's no rush. You know, my stomach can wait, right? Let's get that back on the grill. And yeah. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this little meal, even if it was just onions and meat, it smells delicious. But I've got a few secret weapons behind me. And those are the ingredients that will make this dish into all that it can be and should be. And now we wait a little longer. And this fire is making me sweat. So I'm just going to lay back and sweat until these onions have been cooked. Oh. All right, I have waited once again long enough. This is simmered right down. Oh man, freaking delicious. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is add some spice. And the spices I have let's see, I have cayenne pepper, probably a bit too much cayenne pepper, chili, chili spice, and a little bit of taco mix. And we're gonna put that right on the meat. We want to dress that meat. I want that meat to be spicy. Oh boy. Might need to add some moisture in there. It's starting to take color. Starting to take shape here. Oh. Okay. Oh man. That's heartburn waiting to happen. That is delicious and nutritious right there. Okay. Next, we are gonna, well, no, we're not gonna let that simmer more. We've simmered enough. We have simmered enough. Next, I've got some tomato sauce, tomato paste right here. That's going right in. I don't know if we have room for the whole thing. So let's just put some in, not the whole thing. Okay. And let's give that a stir. Let's give that a stir. Okay, that's starting to look like what we're after. Oh, yummy. Next we have yet another ingredient. This is tomatoes, fire roasted tomatoes. And where is that going? Oh, you betcha. Right in there. Are we going to put the whole thing? Probably not. Because we are running out of space. Ladies and gentlemen, we are running out of room in this pot. And we still have a very crucial ingredient. Well, we've got a couple more crucial ingredients. Oh man. Okay. Let's get that back on the grill, shall we? Oh my goodness. This smells terrific. Terrific. Guys, I don't know if I've ever been this excited for a camping meal. This just smells so good, and you know, it's a preparation, it's a process. Multiple ingredients, a little bit of love, time, and care. You know, this is gonna be a lot of food. It's gonna be a lot of food. That's okay. Because I've got a king's hunger for this wonderful chili. Whoops. There goes the pot lid. Oh boy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Mm-mm. Okay. And now we simmer a little bit more. See if we, it's a little bit soupy, so we'll get rid of some of these the liquids. Some of the liquids need to go, and that's what we're gonna do. Let's take the pot lid off a little bit so that moisture can escape. Ooh. Now this is camping. This is camping. It's just not the same when you have dehydrated stuff, especially when it's store-bought. You know, classic Nigel meal. This is a whole new paradigm, a whole new ball game right here. Okay, simmer time. Let's simmer. Let's relax. And let's wait. Oh, we're getting there. We are getting there. This is about the right viscosity that we want, especially since I have a fork. We're not going to want it soupy. Okay, let's get... Oh boy. Let's get the last ingredient in there. And let's do it quickly. Do not tarry. Do not delay. And we got black beans. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. No kidney beans, just black. We're getting straight to the point here. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, we're good. We are good. We are fabulous. We are doing well. That might be a bit too much bean. Oh. I don't know if you noticed the excess red sauce. That would be putting too much cayenne and chili pepper in there. My mouth is going to be on fire. Okay, we're going to let that simmer more, and then we will feast. Oh, yeah, that is correct. That is perfect. Thickness, viscosity. Oh yeah. And there's one more. Uno mas. One more ingredient to this delicious meal. And I'll tell you what it is right now. It is a mixture of Asiago, Parmesan, and mozzarella. And that's going to go right in. Oh, yeah. Okay. This has been almost 2 hours in the making. It is time to devour. Oh. Getting lost in the steam there. Oh yeah. Look at that cheese. It's a touch cheesy. Mmm. Mmm. Oh. That's eye rolling. Eyes in the back of your head, fantastic. That's all I gotta say for now. Mm. Mm. Oh. Oh. Way too much cayenne. Way too much chili powder and cayenne. Mm. Oh. Oh, it's sending shivers down my spine. It's that good. Mm. Wow. This is by far, minus the spice. You know, I don't mind spice. I actually kind of like spice, but this is, my lips are a bit chapped and they are on fire. But this is delicious. The onions were too big. No harm, no foul. They are adding to it quite well. Mm. A hot meal, guys. A hot meal in the woods when it's freezing cold is absolutely everything. When I was in the army, we had two types of meals. We had the hot ones, or two types of meals when we were in the field. The hot ones and the cold ones. And you better believe those hot ones were 1,000 times better. Alright. Mm. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna conserve battery power and not be hit by embers. And I'll touch base with you when I'm done my smorgasbord, my feast. I'm gonna destroy this thing. I'll tell you what. Okay. Oh God, just one more bite. One more bite. Mm. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm getting smoked out. I'll check back with you. Yummy. Guys, I don't know what happened, but I must have got lost in that chili, because it's it is now past 12 o'clock. So it's bedtime. I'm in the bed, as you can see. Oh boy, the chili was great. I couldn't finish it though. It was a bit too much. So I put it in a bag and hoisted it up into a tree. So hopefully that's where it remains. That's where it will remain throughout the night. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't, I don't know, thinking about where I am in the middle of the woods with open sides here. But whatever, you know, what's the worst that can happen? I've got everything packed away. Fire is still smoldering a little bit. It should die throughout the night. Oh boy. It's pretty comfortable here for now. We'll see how I do throughout the night. And hopefully it's nice tomorrow in the morning. But at any rate, that is where I'll catch you next, in the morning. And hopefully I can spark a fire, make some coffee. If not, I'm gonna hike out of here. But I don't have to worry about that now. In the morn. That's when I'll be thinking about that. Anyways, guys, good night. What a great day. What a great chili. Good night. Oh. Well, good morning. It's a bit nippy. It's a touch nippy this morning. Oh yeah. The sleep was quite good. Quite good. I slept in a bit. It's 9. And it's time to get up. Time to pack. I might spark a fire to make some coffee. We will see. But, yeah. There were lots of sticks and branches cracking last night. And, I'm starting to get more comfortable out here. I just kind of ignore them, shut my eyes, and go back to sleep. Because they can be kind of alarming when you don't really know what the heck's going on. When you don't really seem to notice any wind, it's a little alarming. But it must be just the normal way out here. Every time I've been out here, just random noises. Okay. Let's get up and at 'em, man. Let's get up and at 'em. Up and at 'em. Oh yeah. It is the winter time, but it's probably a good idea to wrap up the food and put it up a tree. Went ahead and did that. It's a good practice anyway. Alright, time to tear this bad boy down. It was a good one. Of course, it never had to be really tested. No wind or rain or snow. It would have done great in the rain. I don't know about the snow. I'll leave those on. Untie those at home. I'm just going to stand that up because I definitely will be here again very soon. And, you know, there's no point cutting down more visible logs if you can keep something out of the snow, because it will snow quite a bit. Now for the crossbeam. So I've taken all the rope off of this side, and of course it's probably being held up a little bit by that side, but I think it's frozen to the tree. Okay, just got to deal with this tripod and then pack up the remainder of my gear, and I'm pretty much on my way. Just getting some water. Mine's all iced up. This is where I saw the fish last night. Starting to ice up, so the water is, so in the next couple weeks this source might not be available, but running water is just up ahead there, so I should always have that as long as it's not covered. Alright, packed up and ready to go, and this was an amazing time, and I owe it all to this hat. Man, did it ever keep me warm throughout the night. I got a touch on the chilly side, so I just kind of curled up when I got cold, and I got warm that way pretty quick. So the sleeping bag's pretty good. It got down to negative 9 or 10 last night, I believe. So, thanks for sticking with me on this one. It was fun being in the bushes a little bit and building the shelter that I built. But stay tuned, guys, there will be more. Much, much more. So on that note, thank you all for watching once again. I hope you enjoyed this one. As I said, I sure did. And I'll see you on the next one. If you like this one, give it a like. If you didn't like it, you know, give it a thumbs down. And if you want to see more, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And the little bell too. If I have that, I'm not sure if you need some sort of threshold in subs to get that bell, but whatever. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you later.